Hi everyone, welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, my goal is to show you how you can create regions of interests in Bonsai. In my former video, I showed how to install Bonsai and how to implement deep lab cut algorithms with it to analyze animal behaviors. And today I want to take it a little bit step further and show how you can calculate the amount of time, for example, an animal spends in a certain region of interest. And in order to do that, I'm going to create a new workflow. Because my video is pre-recorded, I'm going to pick file capture and then double click on it. And then I'm going to navigate to my video. I have a 30-second clip here. And this is going to be important because at the end, I want to make sure that my output or the time that I'm calculating matches approximately with the 30-second clip that I have here. Next thing is to bring in the predict pose node. And for this one, go ahead and bring in your own deep lab cut model that you have. In my case, I'm navigating over to the exported model that I exported just a few minutes ago. So ensure that your file name for the model is correct and then navigate over to pose config file for the same deep lab cut model. Okay, once these two things are in, let's check, and by check I mean let's play the video and see if the predictions are being done. Right, there's my mouse. I have a little bit of a drift in the camera, which is completely fine because this is just for trial, and I just want to make sure that my analysis method is going to work. Okay, so this is working fairly well. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to go ahead and analyze a body part. So to just analyze one body part, I'm going to pick thorax. And then again, I navigated and brought about the position data. And you can do that by right clicking and then going over to the output and then click on the position. It will bring this node up, and this node will contain the X and Y coordinates. And this is important because I'm next going to create region of interest by bringing in crop and attaching it to my file capture. So from this, I need to create a create property source and attach it to my file capture, and then delete my crop. I actually don't need the crop. I just need the region of interest with those values for the bounding box. Once I click play, I can double click on the region of interest. Alternatively, you can also navigate over by clicking region of interest, navigate over to these three dots on the right side, and then draw your ROI that you would like to analyze the mouse within. Okay, that looks good for this side. And as you can see, it has already populated the region of interest for me. Okay, so with that being done, I need to connect my position node to something called contains point node. and connect my region of interest with that point. Actually, never mind, I forgot I need a zip node to condense everything into, and then put in the contain point. So what this does is it takes the position values for that body part that I have chosen and looks at whether that position is within the region of interest, and if it is, then it will be marked as true. And we can take a look at that, and because my mouse is always within this region for this 30-second clip, this value here on my contains point output should always read 1, and we can assign this value of 1 to be true anytime that the mouse is within this region of interest. Anytime it leaves, this will drop down to being 0. So in this way we can further obtain information about when the mouse is entering or exiting certain regions of interest. And for the time being, you can see the scale over there at the bottom, red time. So that is how I'm keeping track of the amount of time the mouse is spending in within certain region, for example. So once this is created, we then need a time interval. Okay, so time interval is there. In fact, this is, we don't technically need this, but I personally prefer to have this. However, if you just need to have the two things, for example, the number of entries and exits and the total time that the mouse is spending within a given ROI, you can just keep this as is and just attach a CSV write out. And let me actually demo this so we get some idea of what's going on with this. I'll go ahead and save this in the same folder like this and call it CSV out test. Give it a header and overwrite it, and I'm just going to let this run, this analysis run, and then go and take a look at the CSV with you guys and show you how we can calculate the total time that the mouse is spending inside of that ROI. So again, the mouse is always in this clip going to be in this ROI, and this clip is total of a 30-second clip. So at the end, when I am finished analyzing my CSV file output, I should get approximately 30 seconds of the of this mouse being inside the ROI. All right, there we go. The analysis of the 30-second clip is done. This is my CSV out.test, and as you can see, this is all going to be true because the mouse is always inside of my region of interest. There are a couple of formulas we can use. For example, count if, and I can select the range here like this. And for example, if I want to just understand how many frames are within, how many frames the mouse has spent within that region, I need to do, what I need to do is count how many true values there are, and then, for example, in this case there are 900 true values, and let me mark this as count of frames in ROI. My FPS is 30, so total time spent in ROI would be 900 divided by 30, and that is a 30-second clip. All right, so this is how you can analyze how much time a mouse is spending within a given ROI. And previously, as I was mentioning, that you can also attach the time interval node, this one, to contain point, and then use the output interval and pick whether you want total seconds, total milliseconds, days and seconds, and so on and so forth, right? So it doesn't matter what you want, because you can always get the total amount of time through the CSV file by just looking at the contains point output, which is true and false. Now, in order to get the entry and exit data out of your CSV file, let me go back to this. In order to get the CSV file to give you the entry exit things, you need to count the transitions between true and false. So for example, if a mouse enters inside an ROI, then the values are going to go from being false to true, and that transition should tell you that the mouse has entered that ROI. And there are Excel formulas, again, that can help you do that. So I hope this tutorial has been helpful and productive for you. Thank you so much for watching.